Hey, y'all know me dropping in to spread a little tea. And you know how we do it. So let's get right into it.
Okay, so yeah. So I've known her since we were like 3 or 4. Her dad stayed in the same neighborhood that I grew up in. So that's how we met. So fast forward, you know, 10, 15 years. I have my daughter and my son. Of course, I had my son first. And by the time I had my son, we're like this. Like we're very tight. So she's my son's godmother, and then I have my daughter, and she's my daughter's godmother as well. And I'm saying all of this because it matters. So, like, she was a good friend, until she wasn't. So it's like me being a single parent, a lot of times shit fell short, in my court. So her being my best friend and my kid's godmom, she would help. I'm talking about school supplies, school shoes, book bags, the whole nine. Like anything they needed, haircuts. If me and my son was at a boil, because me and my son, we wanted the same, she would allow him to come stay at her house. Like if I needed a break, more so, let's put it like that, from him, she would, house him or whatever. Like she was good people until she wasn't. So fast forward year 2020. She texted me one day and was like, you want to make $150? So I'm like, how? Now mind you, at the time, I don't remember if I was working or not. I don't think I was. But I remember I had to pay like our life insurance policy in a couple days and something else. So I was like, yeah, what's up? So just to give you a background, she graduated from high school like a year early, went ahead and went out to college, got her C whatever that is for like a certified medical assistant, whatever, CMA. She got that. So she ends up getting a job at this doctor's office here in our city or whatever, and she's working for this man for a couple years. He's, like, she getting raises, she doing her job, whatever, boom. So after a while, she started stealing scripts. Now the doctor that she works for at the time specializes in back pain or something like that. So she started stealing scripts from the doctor's office and like writing them out to niggas in the city so that they can, sell the pills and she can get her portion. Now I knew about all this, never said anything because it's not my life. That's my dog, that's my best friend, like whatever, boom. So fast forward, she ended up hitting me up one day asking me if I want to make 150. So I'm like, how? So she like, I write a script out to you. All I need you to do is go get it filled. You'll get the pills back to me and we'll sell them to such and such. That way we can sell them for the whole number. So I'm like, okay, cool. You need me to hit that, you need me to hit so-and-so up, or you gonna do it? So she like, no, I got it. It's gotta be on a Monday when Dr. such and such ain't in the office and his secretary is not at the front desk, so I can answer the phone when that's what she was saying. She need to be there. So on Mondays they're not open. So she was on some shit like, I needed to be a Monday so I can go into the office, and when they call, I can answer the phone, because she had keys to the office. This man was really locked in with her. Like he probably trusted her with his fucking life. So Monday come, I was in Georgia doing something, and she had a key to my house because this is my best friend. So yeah, she got a spare key. So Monday comes and she texts me and she like, this is what it's gonna be. Okay, cool. So I'm asking her like, what you gonna do? Where you gonna leave the script at? So she ends up telling me she gonna leave the script on my kitchen table, and I'm like, okay, cool. When I get back from Georgia, I'll, take it and drop it off. So I get back from Georgia, the script is on my kitchen table. My kids had a dentist appointment in the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. So I get back from Georgia, the script is on my table. I'm taking the kids to the dentist, but before I take them to the dentist, I go and I drop the prescription off. Now I took it to the pharmacy that I've always gone to my whole life, or whatever, boom. So I take it there. She's like, the whole time texting me while I'm at the dentist appointment, like, have they called yet? Do you know if it's filled yet? Whatever, boom. So I'm like, no, like I'm gonna go back and pick it up once I leave the dentist appointment. Y'all, why in the midst of me sitting in the fucking dentist appointment, this girl calls me telling me I need to leave the dentist appointment right now and go back and pick up the prescription. Now, mind you, this ain't her first rodeo, but this the first time we doing it. So I'm like, why am I going back to pick up the prescription? She's like, they called to try to see if the script was right and just go back and pick it up, because basically she was scared. Like, they calling to verify the script. I told them, you know, it was valid, but they on bullshit. Now, mind you, the doctor's office was not open, so she was the only person there to answer the phones on that fucking Monday. So I go back to pick up the script. I was so gullible when it came to this bitch, like, because this is my best friend. Like, yeah. So I go back to pick the script up. These motherfuckers tell me they can't fill the script or whatever. They gotta confirm it with the doctor. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Whatever, boom. So they're like, well, can we get your ID? Me thinking nothing of it, I get up my photo ID. Now, that day, all this shit happened. We on the phone, like, scared because, bitch, the block is hot. So we on the phone talking, and I'm like, you know, what's gonna come of this? Like, how's this shit gonna play out? Like, what's gonna happen? Because at this point, I'm scared for me because my name is on the script, but I'm more scared for her because she's pregnant. Let's be clear, this bitch is pregnant. Like, and I ain't talking about a little 2 months. This bitch like 7 months pregnant. And this is my best friend. Anybody that know me know how I ride, like, know how I am when it comes to people that I care about. Like, to the end of the fucking world, I'm gonna follow you. What's up? So, you know, like, I'm telling her, you know, like, at this time, I'm real big on my spirituality. So I'm like, we just gonna think positive. Like, I don't want to hear nothing negative about it. We just gonna be positive. Like, we just gonna claim that we ain't get them. We ain't no fucking criminals. We just gonna claim that it's just gonna be a little pass on. Like, they just gonna let it be. Because, mind y'all, we never got the fucking pills. Never got the pills. Never got the pills. So she calling around. She got a auntie or somebody in Florida asking them what they think, you know, it's gonna come from it or whatever. Calling her homegirl that, you know, she met at the doctor's office she worked at, asking her what's gonna happen. You know, calling her boyfriend. He telling her not to worry about it, because he ain't a street nigga, but he grew up around street niggas. So he telling her basically like, oh, such and such had that same situation happen when they got caught with the pills. They went to jail, but y'all ain't get the pills, so y'all should be good. So the whole time I'm just like, you know, we just gonna be positive. Like, I don't really know what's gonna come from this, but we're just gonna be fucking positive. Like, that's my stance on it. Now, she called me on the phone one of them times, and she crying. And she crying because she hormonal. This bitch is evil. She don't cry. She don't, like, she never cries. So I know that the only reason she's crying is because she's hormonal. Now, her crying makes me cry because, like, just vibe. Like, I'm trying to stay so positive about the situation, but the reality is, bitch, we done got ourselves in some shit. So I go to my mama, because I'm at my mama's house at the time, and I'm like, Mom, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, what we gonna do? Like, I'm scared. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to get in trouble. I think I had just got finished with this fucking case I had going on, like, a year prior. Like, yeah, I was stuck. And I was like, and I don't want her to get in trouble. She's fucking pregnant, and that's my best friend. Like, it ain't even that serious. Why they going so hard? Whatever. But, like, we never got the pills. So I ended up going home or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. We'll deal with this shit tomorrow. Like, cause I'm crying and shit. Like, I'm fucked up. But in the midst of all this, I done hit up my pharmacy tech friend, and I done hit up my lawyer friend. So I'm asking them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm asking my lawyer friend, you know, what's the grounds or whatever. If it come to it, like, what is it gonna be? And I'm asking my foreign tech friend if she's able to see the script or anything in the system to, like, just, you know, have an understanding of what's going on, because we don't know what's going on. All we know is these people said they filling the fucking script, and they got a picture of my ID. Now, mind you, let's be mindful. Let's remember, she took the script from the doctor's office. She forged the doctor's signature on the script. She wrote the prescription out to me. She wrote the instructions for it. She did all that. The only thing I did was go to the pharmacy and try to get it filled. Come back for part 2. My bad, y'all. I've been at work all day. So I just went back and watched part 1. I did forget something in part 1 that is very, 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 very vital to this whole circumstance. Because till this day, right hand of God, I still feel like if that would not have happened, we wouldn't be in the situation that I wouldn't have been in the situation I was in, because it wasn't no fucking we. So I'm going to say this. When I took the prescription to the pharmacy, I dropped the prescription off. She was at the doctor's office. It was a Monday. We know that. The doctor's office was closed. She was the only one there. She had keys to the office, so she was able to access the office. So she would go in on Mondays and clock in. and be still in time. Let's talk about it. Like, let's talk about it. She would go in on Mondays, clock in, and just chill all day, not really do much, just so she'll have more money on her check. Now, I ain't tripping because it was times where, like I told y'all, I fell short and I would have to borrow money. And that bitch was making the money, so she was, she was coming up off of it. Not that she had to, but just because that's the type of friendship we had. I looked out for her in the ways that I could. She looked out for me in the ways she could. So she's at the doctor's office and she's texting me, asking me if the script has been filled yet. I'm texting her back, telling her I don't know. I told the people at the pharmacy that I would be back to pick up the prescription after the kids' dentist appointment. Now, both of my kids had dentist appointments, so it was going to take like 2 hours, give or take, for me to get back to the pharmacy. Pay attention, babe. Pay very close attention, because the thing I'm going to say next is what I feel like fucked up everything. Still to this day, I feel like it fucked up everything. She was pregnant. She was tired. She was ready to go home and get in her bed. She had been sitting there all day long because she had to already wait for me to get back from Georgia. Because I don't remember what I went to Georgia for, but I remember I left early and I didn't get back till late on in the afternoon. Like 2 o'clock maybe. 1 o'clock maybe. I don't know. So she been sitting at the doctor's office all day long waiting for me to go drop the script off. So, we can do the 1-2. Yeah. I feel like deep down in my soul, I feel like had she not did this, they probably would have filled the script and none of this shit would have happened. That's just how I feel. Now, if you ask her, she gonna say no, because she's Miss Perfect. She feels like she does nothing wrong. There is not a flaw within her. But she fucked up because she called the fucking pharmacy to see if they had the fucking prescription. Bitch, in what world do you go to a doctor's office, get a prescription, and the doctors call the fucking pharmacy to see if the patient has brought the fucking prescription yet? In what fucking world? I ain't never heard about no doctor calling no fucking pharmacy to see if Suzanne and brought in her prescription for whatever the fuck she need. I've never heard of it. Never seen it. Never heard of it. It don't make sense. So when she tell me she called, asked them if they had the prescription, off GP, I'm like, why did you call them to ask them if they had a prescription? She like, I'm ready to go. I've been sitting here all day. I'm just tired. I was just calling to see if they had the prescription to see if they was about to fill it. Okay, girl. So after she called them to ask them if they had the prescription, they told her they did. Of course, they tell her they have it because you're calling from the doctor's office that supposedly filled the script. So yeah, we got it. But I feel like that's what raised the red flag. Because mind you, she had been doing this. So this is not the first time she filled the script out. She's very familiar with how to forge the doctor's signature. So why would they, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, and these people that work at this pharmacy, I've been going to this pharmacy with my mama since I was a jit, literally. So the people that work in there have been working there forever. Like, they ain't just no fucking tender dicks. They're not fresh out the fucking press. They're vets in the pharmaceutical game. So I just really feel like that's what it was. I feel like that was a red flag. I feel like that's what gave them the ammunition to be like, no, we're not feeling this, because make it make sense. Now, I said something to her about it. She like, nah, it ain't nothing like that. I do that all the time. Bitch, no, you don't. You forgot we best friends. We talk about everything. You never told me that you had to call to make sure old boy sure old boy dropped his prescription off, or to make sure Whoop dropped his prescription off. You've never called to make sure nobody dropped the fucking prescription off. And you don't even work the fucking front desk. So it's no way you can do that all the time, bitch, because it's not your job to call in prescriptions. You are in the back with the doctor on the usual. That is why we had to do it on Monday, because Elena, the girl that works at the front desk, was going to be there Tuesday. So had they called Tuesday, Elena, would have answered the phone. And Elena would have told them, no, whoop-de-whoop, because Rucker is not a patient of ours. And I swear to y'all, the whole time this happened, like the whole time this shit was going on, I just kept saying, like, I just really wish you never would have called them. Like, I just don't understand for the life of me why you called them. You knew I hadn't dropped the prescription off. You knew I was going back to get it after the kids' doctor's appointment. So why did you feel the need to call them to ask them had they received the prescription? Like, I don't understand. Like, it just wasn't making sense to me. It still don't make sense to me. And when it was all said and done, before, like, I spoke my piece and told her, like, we cool, I ain't fucking with you no more, she still was like, I don't think that's what it was. I don't think that's what it was. Well, what else could it have been? Because this was not your first time doing it. I didn't alter the prescription in any shape, way, or form. All I did was take it to the fucking pharmacy. So anything that, like, fumbled the fucking operation was on your behalf. Like, but because she's so fucking perfect, she does nothing wrong. She will never admit that. My bad, y'all. I've been at work all day. So I just went back and watched part 1.
PT2 of how my best friend of 10 years had me facing 5 years fed time.
In 2020. I just went to court for it yesterday. That's how long this case has been going on. And yeah, I left a part out. So her doctor calls her boss calls her and the other person that works in the office, there's only 2 of them that work in the office with him, to ask them, because the pharmacy calls him to tell him about the prescription. He automatically noted, like, our GP is like, no, that's not one of our patients. So he calls both of them and asks them if they're familiar with my name. And one of the girls said no. The other one said yes, which is my best friend. So she tells him, you know, she's familiar with the name or whatever, boom. So he tells her to call him, and she calls him, and they're talking about how the pharmacy just called saying that they have a script with my name on it, and he's trying to understand how the fuck I got his script. Mind y'all, he's so fucking stupid. When I think back at it, like, this man is dumb. How else would I have gotten your script? Like, but whole time she telling me this where the janky shit started coming in at. So she's telling me that she told him that she accidentally took it home, but she's being very vague about what she's telling him. So, you know, I'm listening or whatever, because I'm real, like, and this is something I'm working on with myself. When I fuck with people, I have a problem with seeing them for who the fuck they really is, because it's just that I don't be wanting to, I don't know if it's that I don't want to be wanting to accept the truth, or if it's that I don't be wanting to break my own heart, because, like, when I care about people, I really care about people. So, you know, pharmacy done called the doctor saying no, you know, whatever, boom, blase blase. He called her, she telling him, you know, she accidentally took the prescription home. Then she's like, but I told him you're a really good person, and, you know, you got kids, and da 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 da. Now hold the fuck up now. Why are you telling him I'm a good person and I got kids and I'm a single? Like, why are you doing all that? What's the purpose in that? So whole time she having her outside conversations with her people, I'm having outside conversations with my people. And my people on some shit like, yeah, this shit sounding real fishy. Like, why does she need to tell him you a good person? What the fuck did she tell him? For real. Like, what did she really tell him? Because mind y'all, I wasn't on the phone when they had the conversation. I can only go by what she said to him. Thank you. So at this point, it's like the evening and I done made it home. And we done had this conversation, but now something ain't seeming right to me. Like, I'm feeling a little, you know, like, what? So I stopped texting her back. I stopped answering her phone calls, because now you pissing me off, because you being weird. Now mind y'all, this bitch is Miss Perfect. You're never gonna catch her outside with her hair done, with her nails done. You're not gonna catch her with a bonnet on her head. Like, she's Miss Bougie. Like, so, and I'm saying that because it matters. So when I get home, I ain't texting her, calling her back. Where we stay at the time, it's like 4 of us that's close, but me and her like really locked in. But we fuck with 2 other girls too. Now one of the other girls stay out there where I stay at. So I go to our other homegirl house and I'm like, let me tell you what the fuck happened. And she can see that I've been crying, because this shit is serious. This ain't no little petty ass shit. This ain't no little fucking 0.5 or no fucking weed. This some real shit. So I tell her what's going on, and I tell her, like, basically where we at this point. That, you know, such and such called me and said that her boss, she was telling her boss, I'm this and I'm that. Now at the time, our other homegirl is fucking with her baby daddy, so he's there. But this nigga old as fuck. He'd have been around the block a couple times, so he know the law. So he automatically like, nah, she on bullshit. It sounded to me like she trying to throw you up under the bus. So I'm like, exactly, like, that's what it's given to me too. But maybe I'm fucking tripping. Like, maybe we really thinking too deep into this shit. Y'all, we in the house talking, and we really just trying to figure out, like, how to get both of us out of this shit. I want to reiterate, and I'm gonna keep, like, I really want to reiterate, like, the whole time, my concern was me and her. It was never just me. It was never just her. My concern the whole time was the well-being of the both of us. Because I care about myself, and I care about that bitch. I cared about that bitch because she was my best friend. Or so I thought. So, her, like, old dude, yeah, he like, nah, it seemed like whatever, boom. So, she ended up pulling up. She don't stay out there where we stay at. I'm not texting her back. I'm not answering the phone when she calling. So, she ended up pulling up. This bitch pull up. She ain't got no edges. So, she pull up with her hair. She got some pretty hair, but the bitch ain't got no edges. You're never, and I said she miss all that because I'm letting y'all know, like, this is how serious this shit was. You're never going to catch her outside half stepping. Me and this bitch have been best friends for 10 years, and I'd only seen her, like, not fully put together maybe twice. This bitch pulled up out there where we was. Don't give a fuck about who seen her and was like, why you not answering the phone? Why you not texting me back? Whatever, boom. So I tell her, like, because this shit weird, like, it's seeming weird to me. Like, I don't really know what's going on. And I don't really like the feeling that I'm getting from it at this point. So she like, well, you know, can we go to the car and talk? I'm like, yeah, for sure. So we go get in her car and we talk. And she's basically like, I don't want you feeling like, you know, I'm trying to do no weird shit. I'm just trying to make sure neither one of us is affected by this. I talked to my boss. He said he not gonna press no charges. Da 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 da. Now the whole time, I'm side-eyeing this bitch because what you mean press charges? Like, because what she was supposed to have told him was the fucking truth. That's what she was supposed to have told him, the truth. Like, like players fuck up too. That's what she was supposed to have told him. Whole time she telling him I'm a good person and this, that, and the third. But why you feel like you got to tell him that? Because my name on the script or because you did some janky ass shit? So I'm like, okay, well, you know, like, I'm just gonna go to bed and I deal with this shit tomorrow. Like, it's nothing else I can do at this point. So I'm just gonna see what happened tomorrow. So, you know, she's amply apologizing, like, constantly, like, she just keeps reiterating that she's sorry. Now the whole time I'm like, she's sorry because we in this shit. That's what I'm thinking she's sorry for. No, mama. She's sorry because she done told on your ass. So I think the next day ended up coming around, whatever, boom. Like, a couple weeks go by and I'm out of town doing some more shit I ain't got no fucking business doing. I'm glad that didn't go the way it was supposed to go. I was really, when I look back, like, in that era of my life, anything I did that I wasn't supposed to be doing was not because I wanted to do it. It was because I felt like I had no choice. As a mother, you're always going to make a fucking way, period. So when I get back to the city the next morning, I pull up at my mama's house because I didn't drive my car. I left my car at my mom. So I went back to, like, I think I went back to get my car. So she tells me somebody called. Now, at the time, I was putting in for jobs. Like, I was trying to find a job. And she tells me somebody called looking for me. So I'm thinking it's one of these people I've been, you know, inquiring with about a job. I called the number back. This motherfucker says, yes, this is Agent Stafford with the, what he said, the health department, something. He was some type of motherfucking he was some type of pill police. He worked for D-Head. So the whole time I'm like, this is a fucking mall cop. What's up? What can I help you with? So he's telling me he needs me to come in and ask me some questions about some about a drug case that my name has been brought up in. So GP, I'm like, drug case? Mind y'all, it's been like a month since this shit happened. So it really didn't dawn on me what the fuck he was talking about. So I'm like, drug case? I don't do drugs. So, because the whole time, like, we really thinking we good. Like, we ain't worried about it. Like, we thinking this shit, you know, water under bridge. No, ma'am. Yeah, let him cook. So he tells me he wants me to come in that following Monday to talk to him about a drug case. So I tell him I need to talk to my lawyer first. And then I will get back to him. Now, at the time, I didn't even have a fucking lawyer. I was really about to call that bitch to ask her what she knew about what was going on. Because, what's up? So, of course, she plays stupid. She don't know nothing about why he would be wanting to talk to me, whatever, boom. And I tell her straight up, like, well, the only way I can go in there and not incriminate myself or you is if I don't go in there at all. Real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga. That's what I did. I did not go. I told him I was coming that Monday, but I never went that Monday. And I made it ever clear to that bitch that I told him I was coming Monday and that I was not going. Let's make sure. Let's remember that part. Monday come, and I get a call from her homegirl that she was working with at the doctor's office. Come back for part 3.
PT3 of how my best friend of 10 years had me facing 5 years fed time.
Facing 5 years fed time. So Monday roll around, I get a call from her homegirl that she was working with at the doctor's office. Now, the only reason this girl got my number and I got her number is because we were friends on Facebook through the mutual acquaintance that we had, and we decided we were going to do this, like, we were doing some type of fast or some shit like that. So we were like holding each other accountable throughout the fast. We would, like, check in. Did you drink your, your juice or whatever? Boom, shit like that. That's the only time me and that girl had ever had a conversation. The only time me and that girl had ever had a fucking conversation. Goofy ass bitch. So she called my phone, Barbara, this is Shirley. And I'm confused because why you calling my phone? Now I answer, and time I answer, she like, Tanya, where you at? I'm like, what you mean where I'm at? Because, like, mind y'all, bitch, you don't know me to be calling me, asking me my whereabouts. Like, huh? And let me back up a little bit. I think the weekend prior, so I had talked to the agent earlier that week. I was supposed to go talk to him that following Monday. The weekend, like that Thursday or Friday, me and her had ended up getting into it about something. I can't remember what it was, but we ended up getting into it. Now, mind you, I had already told her before we got into it, like, because we got into it about whatever we got into it about. But earlier in the week, when I talked to him, I had already told her. I told him I was going Monday, but I'm not going. So the weekend passes by. We don't talk at all that weekend. And so Monday comes and she got her homegirl calling my fucking phone. Like, bitch, you supposed to be my best friend. So why in the fuck is a third party ass bitch calling my phone inquiring about some shit that don't pertain to her? So I tell the girl, like, I'm at the doctor's office. What's up? And she like, oh, okay. Hold on. So I accidentally said her name, so I had to exit out of her. I don't know where it left off at. Anyways, the homegirl ended up calling my phone. I'm at the doctor's office because I got a doctor's appointment. And she's supposedly at a doctor's office because she had a doctor's appointment that day too. Now, at this point in her pregnancy, she really going through, like, little complications and shit here and there for real. So she be in the doctor's office, like, twice a week, like, consistently, whatever. Boom. So mind you, me and her got into it that weekend. We didn't talk the whole weekend. So when Monday come, your homegirl, your mutual, like, your homegirl that you met at the doctor's office, called me, asking me where I'm at. So after I get off the phone with the homegirl, I call her, like, I called her and it went to voicemail. Now I'm like, what the fuck really going on? This bitch done blocked me. So I ended up texting her and I'm like, call me. She called me. I'm like, oh, I thought you had blocked me because I was finna say, what the fuck is going on? She like, no, I just had my phone on Do Not Disturb. I was at the doctor's office. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So I asked her how the doctor's appointment went, whatever, boom. Then I get to what I'm really calling about. Why is Kiara calling my phone? So she like, I don't know. I haven't even talked to her. And I'm like, so you ain't talked to her at all today? She like, no. Okay. So I'm like, well, why is she calling me asking me if I want to go talk to that man? Like, I don't understand. I really feel away because this ain't got nothing to do with her. I understand you inquiring with her about certain shit when it first happened, but this shit getting real now. Like, I don't need her calling my phone asking me if I went nowhere. If you got a question to ask me, you need to ask me. Like, this between me and you. I didn't even know she called you. She didn't tell me she was calling you. I just told her that I knew you were supposed to go talk to that man this morning and that we had an argument and I didn't know if you went or not. Now, let's make one thing very fucking clear. Been a real bitch from the beginning, gonna be a real bitch to the end. Never gave snitch, never gave throw you up under the bus, never gave none of that. So I'm like, why do you feel like you didn't know if I was going or not? When I had already told you last week I wasn't going. So at this point, like, yeah, because mind you, when I was hollering at my pharmacy friend and my lawyer friend, my pharmacy friend, like, once she started hearing about every time me and that girl would have a conversation, I would call the pharmacy friend back, like, every fucking time. So it was like, she told me, she's like, nah, Tanya, something ain't seeming right. Like, this shit just ain't seeming right. So she was like, I just feel like any conversation y'all have need to be in person. It don't need to be over the phone. You need to be in person. If it's going to be over the phone, you need to be recording it, because at this point, I feel like she on some janky shit. So back to her copping a plea about her homegirl calling my phone. So I'm like, regardless of the fact, I told you I wasn't going. Like, we been best friends for 10 years. You feel like a petty ass argument gonna make me go fucking write a statement on you? So she just, I didn't know, you know, how you was feeling, da-da-da-da-da. That's motherfucking when I knew this bitch hadn't did some shit. That's when I knew she hadn't did some shit. Because if we've been best friends for 10 years, you're my kid's godmom. You didn't see me beat a bitch. You didn't see me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've seen me fight a case and keep my motherfucking mouth closed because the other person kept their mouth closed. Like, you know how I'm coming. I'm solid to the death of me. So for you to be questioning the fact that I would do some janky ass shit over a petty ass argument is blasphemy to me. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I automatically tell myself right then and there, like, I ain't saying nothing else. I'm just about to start getting my motherfucking money together, because clearly these motherfuckers on some bullshit. And mind you, I wasn't working at the time. So I'm like, okay, I feel like shit finna hit the fan. So I'm just about to start trying to get my bond money together. Y'all. Yeah, so I just really start like being real brief with her, like moving forward after that, because it's just like, I don't really like energy don't lie. And the energy that you're giving off is giving tattletale, bitch. Is giving the wheels on the bus go snitch, snitch, snitch. That's what it's giving. Like, it's giving 1-800 I would like to report a crime. So from there, the agent, I guess, was feeling some type of way because I didn't come talk to him. So I think he called me 5 o'clock that evening, and I think I told him I had a doctor's appointment or some shit, and I forgot about it or something. I don't know. So mind you, I hadn't talked to him. Like, only thing we had said to each other was that he wanted me to come in for questioning in regards to a case that my name had been brought up in. Like, at this point, a month and some change done went by. So me and her, like, we fucking with each other, but I'm not fucking with her like that, for real. And I feel like she know that I'm not fucking with her like that, for real, so she not fucking with me like that, for real. Or it got to the point where, like, if she wanted to have a conversation about it, she would come do it in person. She stopped texting about it. She stopped, you know what I'm saying, like, talking on the phone about it. Like, if it was anything she had to say to me about the shit, she would come do it in person. And of course, you know, I engaged. So, let me think. So, all that being said, I'm asking her, like, because some of her mama like this. So I'm asking her off GP, like, have you told your mama what's going on? Like, because I'm concerned at this point, because I don't know what's going to come from it. I don't know what she really, the way she made it seem to me is that she didn't implicate me in any way. However, the bitch did that and then some. So, you know, she told her mama, she told me, yeah, she told her mama or whatever. I'm like, did you tell your mama what you told the doctor, or did you tell your mama the truth? Oh, I told her the truth. And she like, what you mean what I told the doctor? Yeah, bitch, I'm on your ass. So this agent is getting really, really, really impatient with me. Like, he's getting very angry with me because he feel like I'm playing with him, I guess. So fast forward like 5 months, for real, because this shit happened in like November 2020. So I want to say, I know it was hot outside. I remember it being hot outside. So it had to be like June, July at this point. I don't know. So goddamn, the agent had then went to, so she ended up, yeah, she told the boss, whatever, boom. She's telling the boss I was a good person, da-da-da-da-da. Now, the whole time, man, y'all in the back of my head, I'm like, why are you feeling like you have to tell him all this? If you told him the truth, why the fuck do it matter that I'm a good person? So she talks to her boss. Her boss click tight. Her boss just tells her straight up, like, I'm not worried about it. This ain't the first time I've had scripts, come up missing out my office. The most they're going to do is come in. They're going to send an agent down here to talk to us to make sure we know that the prescription's supposed to be locked up in the locker room, in the safe, and we might get fined. But, it's nothing to worry about. So she telling me all this, of course, and I'm like, okay, so he ain't worried about it. Cool. So, maybe we good. So she tells him the agent probably gonna come in and ask him, for a statement on what happened. And then she might have to, say what happened too. And of course, the agent drives all the way from Columbia to the doctor's office to, do his little 1-2. And when he does that, she just so happens to be there on the day that he comes. She just so happens to be there. Her boss tells her, that he wants to talk to her. And what does she do? She goes in there voluntarily and writes a statement on me. Telling him the same shit she hadn't already told the doctor, which was all a fucking lie. Let's be clear.
PT3 of how my PT from my
Part
best
4
friend
on
of
how
10
a
years
best
had
friend
me
I had for 10
facing
years
5
had
years
me facing 5 years
fed time.
time. So she goes, she's at work when the fucking agent comes in. He talks to her boss. The boss gives his statement again, the same thing. He basically tells him the same thing he told him over the phone. And then he asks to speak with her. Now, mind y'all, this bitch ain't have to say a word. She didn't have a lawyer present. She had no representation present. And she could have just said she didn't know. What does she do? She goes in there and writes the fucking statement. Now, this is when the truth starts coming out. The statement that she wrote said, and I quote, "I do know the person. However, we were at a party that weekend. I took some paperwork home." I'm not even going to try to quote it. I'm just going to make it real simple. She basically put in a statement that she did indeed know me. She knew of me. And that we were at the same party that weekend. She took some paperwork home and had it in her car. And she did not lock her car doors. She goes on to say she didn't physically see me take anything. But she knows that her car doors are not locked and that we were at the same party that weekend. Mind y'all. This bitch texted me, asking me if I wanted to make $150, telling me who we're going to sell the pills to, telling me she was going to fucking do it, saying the day I needed to call the fucking office, the day that we needed to fucking drop the script off so that she would be the only one in the office. She coerced this whole fucking scenario. Me being a gullible ass, money hungry ass, goofy ass bitch was just, okay, yeah. So for her to write this shit in a statement, yeah, okay. And of course, because I'm the person in this shit and I'm the only person being sought after for charges, I'm going to get your motion of discovery. I'm going to get all the evidence they got against me. I'm going to get that. So,
okay, y'all. So let's recap really quick before we continue with this. Now, I know she said that when she went to, her friend called and said something ain't right, go pick up the script. And when she got there, because I'm trying to figure out, like, why would you give me your ID? And she said that she really didn't think nothing of it, which I don't know how you didn't think anything of it, because, oh girl, I just told you to go pick it up before, because something was suspicious about it. I wish you would have been thinking a little bit more clearly. But yeah, I also agree with what you said as far as you believe she set things into rotation when it came to them being suspicious about it, because what doctor's office calls to see if a patient has dropped a prescription off? That's unheard of. And once a prescription is picked up, it automatically alerts that doctor that a prescription has been filled. This is a classic sign of a woman's intuition and your energy. Always trust that, because you felt things were off in the beginning. That's one of our most powerful gifts. One more thing. I know when you... This is not funny, but this part of you, I'm going to tell you what's funny in this. When you called the Dale agent or the police, you called them the pill police.
she tells him this or whatever. She calls me and she tells me he came in and that she said, she told him that we was at a party together that weekend and she don't know how it happened. Now, this is when the truth really starts coming out. Because, remind y'all, she hadn't said she was telling her boss in the beginning I was a good person and this, that, and the third. So I'm like, why did you tell him we was at a party? What party were we at that weekend? So this is, like I said, when the truth started coming out. So it's like, okay, so bitch, the whole time I've been under the impression that you was on some janky ass shit, but now you done told on yourself. Like, now I know for a fact you're a weird ass bitch. So when they do this, when she does this, because in the beginning, the warrants, I never had warrants. He just wanted me to talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him because I didn't want to implicate myself or the bitch I was supposed to be best friends with. But at this point, he didn't got mad. He didn't got irate. He's annoyed with me. He tired of me playing with him. So he didn't came from his location headquarters to our little town to get a fucking statement about our fucking doctor and to get a statement from her. And again, the statement was given voluntarily. So in the midst of her writing a statement, she has yet to say a name. And I know that this is what happened because this is what he wrote in his statement, the agent. That she had yet to put a name, so he asked her to put my name. And what did she do? She put my name in parentheses. So she signs it or whatever. And he states in his motion, like, and whatever he was in his little statement, he states that at one point in her writing the statement, she tells him it doesn't make sense. It's not making sense. So can she get another piece of paper? Baby girl, if you're telling the truth, how the truth don't make sense? Because you a lying ass bitch and your lies was not making sense. So you needed to fucking start over. He leaves the office that they're in, the conference room or whatever they're at, and goes to get her another piece of paper so that she can try to write her statement. He also puts in his paperwork that when he returns, the initial statement that she was writing is no longer. It's gone. Now, I don't know too much about how shit work, but I just know if it was me and I asked her for a statement, I would have definitely asked her what happened to that first piece of paper you was writing on. I need that. Gotta have that. I want that. But at this point, he's so mad at me, he don't give a fuck. And he don't really know what the fuck going on, so he thinks she just cooperating. Because Miss Rucker didn't cooperate. She's been playing with us for months. She been not answering my phone calls. Every time she says she's gonna meet with us, she doesn't meet. So I'm driving all the way from Columbia to Aiken and for nothing. So yeah, she writes a statement voluntarily. She signs it, whatever, boom. He also states in his paperwork that throughout the portion of her writing, throughout the time frame of her writing her segment or statement, whatever the fuck you want to call it, she appeared visibly shaking and very nervous. What you nervous for, mama? If you ain't doing no janky ass shit, why you nervous? Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be... Yeah, okay. So, from there, it's like 2 months later. Y'all. This one shit started hitting the fan. Like, whole time I've been playing with this man all year. Like, nana boo boo, you can't catch me. I got a message on Facebook one day from this girl that stayed out there where I stay at. And she says, the police was out here earlier. They surrounded somebody's apartment. Now, I'm like, for one, I was like, why is she telling me this? Like, if you know why I stay at, I don't talk to nobody. I don't say nothing to nobody. So it was just like, why are you telling me about something that's happening within the neighborhood that I don't give a fuck about? Whole time, she knew why she was telling me. So I asked her, like, well, who apartment was they at? She talking about she don't fucking know. Okay. So when I get home, I ask her again, like, who apartment was they at? Again, she don't fucking know. So I stopped the maintenance man, because me and him are cool, me and Mr. David. So I stopped Mr. David, and I'm like, Mr. David, the police was out here earlier? He like, yeah, they was deep too. I'm like, how deep? This nigga said they came in 3 black trucks, 3 sheriff cars, and 1 number patrol car, some shit like that. So I'm like, damn, they wasn't playing. Who house they was at? Y'all, this man said yours. I about fell the fuck out. Mine. What you mean they was at my fucking apartment? Now, because God sees all things, and God knows that off GP this bitch was being a janky asshole, I wasn't home that day. God had to start coming through for me, and I had orientation at a job. And the job that I had orientation at just so happened to be an hour and a half down the fucking road. And I was so desperate for a fucking job, I took that job. So when they was trying to kick my motherfucking door in that day, because yes, let's talk about it for real. Allegedly, I wasn't there, and at the time, I don't think Ring cameras was a thing. So I don't know what the fuck happened. I just know what I was told between the maintenance man and the landlord. Yeah, girl, they was at your house earlier, and they had the building surrounded. Both ends. Like, I stay in an apartment complex. but our apartments are 2-story. So they had each corner of the apartment building blocked the fuck off with the motherfucking police. So if I was there and I tried to run, they was gonna tackle the fuck out my ass. Bitch, where you think you going? So I'm like, I asked the landlord, like, so what's tea? So she was like, oh, they was about to kick your door in. They was about to kick your door in. So I'm like, not Mr. Biggs, take that shit to trial. Like, is this my life? Is this real? Are you fucking serious? You gotta be shitting me. So she like, no, I'm dead ass serious. They're about to kick your door in. The only reason they didn't kick your door in is because I came out the office and I told them you weren't home. So she was like, they was asking me where you was, asking if you had went to go pick the kids up from school or whatever. That bitch a liar too, because when I got my emotional discovery, she told them I wasn't there and that I might have went and picked the kids up from school. That's what she told them. She made it seem like to me they asked. No, bitch, you volunteered the information. She a weird ass bitch too. I'm glad she ain't our landlord no more. But anyways, yeah. But she did give me a nice purse one time. In the beginning, she was cool. But you know, in due time, everybody showed their hand. So I'm like, okay. So she was like, I asked them if they needed, you know, if they wanted to leave a business card or anything behind to give to you when you got home. And they said no. Now, me being me, this shit ain't funny no more. This shit ain't funny no more. This ain't no job, turkey, ha, hee ass shit. This some real deal Holyfield ass shit. So I called agent that afternoon. I'm at the bank and I called him like, what's up? You came by my house the other day looking for me? He like, and did. I'm like, for what? He's like, to arrest you and serve you these warrants. I'm like, what warrants? Because I've been telling you for the past 6 months, nobody's been able to find these fucking warrants. You told me they was in the NCIC database, not knowing I got a lawyer friend. She checked that they're not there. They're not in the fucking local database. So what these warrants at? Because I've been telling you when you show me the warrants, I'll turn myself in. That's what I've been telling you from the jump. Come back for what? Part 5, 6? I don't know. I'm losing count.
PT.
Part 5. How my best friend of 10 years had me facing 5 years fat time. So, dude answered the phone. He like, yeah, we came to your house looking for you. Like, you know what's up. Stop playing stupid. So I'm like, okay, what the warrant said? Just send me pictures of the warrant. At this point, just send me some pictures. Like, I've been telling you, I want to see the warrants. I'm not going to meet with you and turn myself in on some shit that you claiming you got warrants for, but you ain't able to show me no fucking warrants. Like, where your Kelly Blue Book at, nigga? So I guess they out having lunch. I don't know. I guess they tired from trying to fucking catch me at the house I wasn't even at. Because I can hear in the background they at an establishment. So, all of a sudden, some other man get on the phone. Deep ass voice, sound like Barry White. Miss Rooker, I don't know why you think this is a game. This is a serious matter. I'm at work. I'm about to get out the car. So, yeah, hold on. So, oh boy, like, this is a serious matter. I don't know why you think this is a game. I want to let you know you went home today, but we're not going to stop looking for you until we find your ass. So I'm like, okay, sir, calm down. First of all, I don't even know you. I don't like the tone of your voice. Secondly, and lastly, I've been telling Agent Stafford for the past 6-7 months when he showed me the warrants, I would gladly meet up with him any way he want to meet up and turn myself in. I ain't never ran from the truth. I'm real to the fucking death of me. I know what the fuck I did. So if it's that, then that's just what it's going to be. So he basically tell me, that's not how this works. We've given you an option to have it and do it your way. Now we're going to do it our way. Well, he ain't showing you no type of warrants. We either gonna catch your ass or you gonna turn yourself in. That's just what it's gonna be. So I'm like, okay, you know, let me call my lawyer. Because at this point, y'all ain't playing. This ain't no fucking joke. This shit is real. This shit been real from the jump. You thought they was playing with you, bitch. So I call my lawyer. No, I'm lying. I didn't call my lawyer because I didn't have a lawyer yet. I think I called my fucking brother because that's my fucking lawyer. My lawyer that ain't my lawyer for real. And my brother basically telling me, they just calling your bluff. They just bluffing. They playing. They ain't got shit. Don't worry about it. Don't go talk to them. Don't do nothing. If they catch you, they catch you. And of course, I listen to my fucking brother. Because this nigga been getting in trouble since, yeah. He know a little something. So, I do what my brother tell me. Fuck them. Now at the time, me and one of my like long time friends started like, we had never fallen out, but we started like reconnecting for real, like going on walks and shit, whatever, boom. And hold on, let me backtrack, run this shit the fuck back, because I forgot a part. So when they came to my house to try to kick my motherfucking door in, I left. Like, I got me and my kid shit and we left for a couple days because, sir, what are you doing? And as I'm leaving, I call her and I tell her, you know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers ain't playing. This shit real. Like, have you heard anything else from it? No, I ain't heard nothing else. Why you ain't heard nothing else, bitch? Because you done left me out the fucking ride. So I tell her, like, I'm not playing no more. This shit ain't funny no more. I got kids. These motherfuckers coming to my house trying to kick in doors and shit. I'm just finna turn myself in. So she like, no, why would you do that? Why would you turn yourself in? We ain't even got your bond money together yet. Girl, go to hell. This bitch said, why you just want to go on a run until we get your bond money together? Go to Anderson or something. Like, go stay with your grandma till we get your bond money together. Cause I don't want you to go, like, I don't want you to go in there and have to sit. I'm like, go on a run. Bitch, I'm not going on no fucking run. What do you take me for? Like, I'm not running from this shit. Whatever it's gonna be is what it's gonna be. I know what the fuck I did. If you know what I'm saying? If you kept that shit pee like you claim you did, one way or another, it's gonna work out in my favor. So as all this starts going on, and, you know, shit really start hitting the fan, I went and stayed with my sister-in-law for a couple days, I think. But I didn't leave the city. So I'm talking to my sister-in-law mama, and she like, yeah, no, that bitch done told on you. Like, I'm telling you now, she done told on you. Cause why the fuck else they be asking you know what I'm saying? Why they only worried about you at this point? Same thing I was wondering the whole time in my head, but I was just like in denial. Like, there's no way this bitch would have told on me. There's no way she would have told on me knowing she's the one who coerced this whole fucking thing. There's no way she would have told on me considering that we've been best friends for the past 10 years. There's no way she would have told on me considering that she knows I'm a single mother and that I'm all that my kids have out here. There's no way she would have told on me because she just ain't no fake ass, backstabbing ass, pussy ass hoe. Like, that's just not who she is. She's not gonna do that to me. Indeed, she was all those things. Okay, hold on. Let me think about where I was at. So as a matter of fact, at this point, I'm like, okay, this shit getting real. You know, they came to my house, try to get it doing, whatever, boom. Motherfucking Mr. Big Daddy done told me they're not gonna stop looking for me until they find me and all this other bullshit. So at this point, bitch, I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie. This shit ain't funny no more. I'm scared. And I didn't have a lawyer at the time, so I got online and I looked up some lawyers that, you know, could possibly, like, consult with me about the circumstance. Just give me, you know, just, like, hear what's going on and give me the best legal advice that they have, or let me know if they specialize in these type of cases, whatever. So I ended up going to Columbia. Whatever that law firm is that's having to pay everybody out. Lexington Law or some shit like that. I think that's why I went. So I ended up going to Columbia. I inquired with them about, you know, what could possibly happen, what they think I should do. So yeah, the law firm ain't really tell me much of nothing. They wasn't no fucking help. So I come back to Aiken or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna go home. Like, if they come again, they come again. But I think I had the kids staying at my mama's house for a couple days because my main concern was I didn't want them to come to the house and my kids be there. I didn't want them to have to see me getting fucking carried out of handcuffs if that's what it was gonna come to. So I ended up going to my homegirl mama and talking to her about it. Now, she don't like this bitch. She ain't never liked this bitch. Her and my homegirl had been tussled a couple years ago about this nigga. Rest in peace. So she didn't care for the girl. Like, never cared for the girl. To be honest, nobody really likes this bitch because she just is a nasty, snobby ass bitch. But I just always seen past that because beyond that, she alright. But she never gave ride or die. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. So I tell her what happened. I tell her what's going on. I show her the text messages and I tell her what picture has been painted on me. And she like, oh, fuck no. We ain't even finna play like that. What's his number? What's the agent number? Because I'm about to call him right now and we about to let him know what the fuck going on. So she called him and she basically tell him, like, I don't know what story you've heard. I don't know what the other party involved has told you. But my niece has the screenshotted messages right here. I'm looking right at them where this was a conspiracy. It was a conspiracy. Like, it was conspired between the two of them. It wasn't a matter of she stole nothing out nobody's car, none of that other bullshit. This girl brought this shit to her house, left it on her kitchen table, and had already planned on who she was gonna sell it to. Like, Rucker was supposed to be doing was giving the pills back to her. That was it. Because to be clear, I was never supposed to sell the pills. It was my job to get the pills, get the prescription filled, get them, and when I got them filled, give them back to her. And she was going to sell them to her people. And then she was just going to break me off. So by the end of the year, we done finally got into a common space with this agent. And he's like, okay, this was going to happen. I need her to come to Columbia to give us her statement. And we will take her to jail from there. So I get up that morning, I take off of work or whatever. No matter of fact, I was working at a plant, so it was my day off. So I get up that morning, drive to Columbia, prepared to turn myself in. I get up there, they get my statement, and he's like, we gonna do it Monday. Like, we gonna take you to jail Monday. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. I ain't never heard of no shit like that, but whatever. So I leave, Monday come, I meet him at the local jail. Matter of fact, I didn't even meet him. I met 2 female officers because I seen in the statement, he said he had some shit to do that day. So they came to Aiken to meet me at the county jail so that they can read me my warrants and I can go to jail. And that's exactly what they did. I made sure I had somebody drive me to the jail because I knew I was getting out that day and I didn't want to be waiting on no ride. So it was just like, put my keys with my belongings and I'll be out of here after the judge see me today. Part 6 of how my best friend of 10 years had me facing 5 years fair time. So what was we at? So yeah, so I go, whatever, boom. So Monday comes, and I'm gonna be real. If we gonna tell it, we gonna tell it right. When I got down there, he asked me for my statement and I gave him my statement. Because prior to him giving me his statement, he had already told me what she said and showed me what she said. So when I see that you done already, months ago, the whole time you was trying to fucking save face and try to act like you was still in my corner, bitch, you had already told on me. You had already lied on me, bitch. You had already did that. So at this point, yeah, what's up? Like, if you gonna tell something, bitch, we gonna tell the truth. Cause I stand by mine. Like, yeah, that's what's going on. So I tell him the motherfucking truth. You came to me with this shit. It was planned. It was coerced. These are the fucking messages. This is the proof. This is what it is. Like, this was really going on. Y'all, it ain't about who the fuck tell it right. It's about who tell it first. I'm gonna tell you like that. They didn't give a fuck about what I was talking about. She had already told them what she told them. She had already painted this fucking holier-than-thou image in their fucking head. And in their mind, all they thinking with me is, this bitch been running from us. This bitch thought we was playing with her. This bitch been trying to pull our tail. And I forgot to tell y'all, when he kept telling me he had the warrants, at first I thought it was a prank. So I was like, well, who do you work for? I called his job. I talked to his supervisor to confirm that he worked for them. I called the NCIC. Bitch, I called the FBI because he told me they was in the FBI database. I called the FBI on my fucking self and asked them if they had warrants out for my arrest on everything that is good and golden under the sun. Because again, I ain't running from shit I done did. FBI say no, whatever, boom. So anyways, fast forward, I'm at the Columbia office. I'm telling him, write my statement, whatever, boom. He tell me Monday he gonna lock me up. Monday come, 2 females meet me at the local county jail, take me to jail, drive me around back. I get booked. I'm in there. I think I got there like 7 o'clock that morning. I turned myself in early purposely so that I could get out that same day. I was not sitting there. I wasn't staying the night in there. And it wasn't my first rodeo, so I know how this shit worked. And I grew up around the fucking criminals, so again, I know how this shit worked. I wasn't going on the fucking weekend, and I wasn't going late in the fucking day. I agreed with the agent to turn myself in. Like, yeah, that's what we gonna do. That's what it was. I turned myself in. I went to court that morning. I PR'd out that afternoon. I want to say I got there at like 4 o'clock, 4 or 5, maybe 6. No, it wasn't even that early. I'm lying. It was like 7. Because I remember I went to court at like 12, and I didn't understand why the fuck I was still sitting in there when it came to like 6 o'clock. But I knew I was going home, so I was cool. So I get out that day, whatever, boom. I'm like, I don't know what's next, but I'm about to lawyer the fuck up. Like, that's the only thing I can do is lawyer up. It's clear now that she's thrown me up under the bus, that she doesn't have any charges coming against her. That's why every time I called her and asked her if she heard anything else, she was saying no, because they weren't worried about her no more. She told them what she told them, not telling me the truth of what she told them. So they was all on my back. So, of course, I go lawyer up. My lawyer tell me straight up, like I tell my GP, I ain't balling like that. I don't have it to pay you in full, but I can pay you in arrangements. Like, you will get all your money. Just give me some time. Now, my lawyer was my eighth grade social studies teacher. We used to do mock trials all the time in class. Now, if you know what a mock trial is, it's basically like a fake court case. Like, you have the defendant and the plaintiff, and you have a scenario, and depending on the side that you end up on, you have to either argue that they're right or argue why. You know how it go in a courtroom. That's basically what's going on. But we're doing this in middle school. I won every motherfucking debate we ever had in that classroom. Everybody wanted to be on my side of the classroom when it came down to debates, because I was gonna eat their ass up, and you was definitely gonna fucking pass. So when I go to him with this shit, of course he's appalled. Like, Rucker, you are in some shit. Like, what? He was disappointed, but at the same time, he was very much surprised. Like, you out moving like this? And I told him off GP, like, look, bro. Everything you reading, yeah, it happened. The way she's trying to make it seem, that shit is not true. I got my proof showing that it's not true. Whatever, boom. He like, all right, cool. It's not about what is and what isn't true. It's about what can be proven. And he always taught us that in school. But when he was our teacher, he was also a fucking lawyer. Like, he was doing both. So, of course, what can be proven is my name is on the script. They have video footage of me walking into this fucking pharmacy. They have my ID because I gave them my ID. They have a statement saying that I stole something out of somebody's car. Like, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And they got the whole motherfucking shebang. So I'm still on 10. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck what they can prove. Like, I'm not walking away with a lick from this shit, because the only thing I did wrong was trust a snake ass bitch. So this, at the time, mind you, this was like 2020 this happened. So by the time when I turned myself in and all this shit came to a head, it was 2021. 2021 I got out, went and got talked to my lawyer, whatever, boom. So the whole time, since 2021, the whole time, like, my lawyer's dealing with my case. I'm not dealing with it no more. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, it's not on me. And let me say something, because he a real nigga from the start. This man said, you don't have to pay me to be your lawyer, because I know you're a good person. I know you got kids. And you was my student. And all my students get basically a get out of jail free card with him. Like, you ain't gotta worry about, because lawyers are expensive. You ain't gotta worry about none of that. I got you. Yeah, this man said, I tell you what, you got $1? I said, yeah. What you need? Like, you need $1? He was like, you're gonna pay me that $1, and I'm not gonna be your lawyer. Bitch, what? Pay you $1 and you gonna be my lawyer? Bitch, here you go. You can get $5. You want $5? I got $5. We can do $5 now. But I definitely got $1. Paid him that fucking $1, shook his hand, and he was officially my lawyer. Okay, so now it's time to get up into things. Mind you, now it's 2021. The situation first took place in 2020. So from then, like, I think we locked in August. Me and my lawyer did. I want to say in like November, I had my first court appearance. He called me, Rucker, you got court in the morning, woot, but don't go. Don't go. Why am I not supposed to go to court? Like, what? I'm your lawyer, just trust me. You got court in the morning, but I'm gonna get you out of it. Okay, and that's what he did. Got me out of it. Fast forward to like January, February or some shit. I had court again. Rucker, you got court in the morning. I'm gonna try to get you out of it, but if I can't, you need to be there at this time. Okay, cool. That day comes, I go to court because I don't hear anything back from him. Typically, if I had court and he had gotten me out of it, his secretary would call me and let me know. I hadn't heard anything, so I go to court. While I'm sitting down waiting to be seen by the judge, the secretary calls me. Rucker, leave the courthouse. So she like, leave the courthouse. You know, he got you out of court. You ain't gotta go. I'm like, all right, cool. So from the jump, he asked me what I wanted my outcome to be from this. And I'm gonna be real with you, because bitch, we all gonna burn. I told him straight up, what I want the outcome to be is that we both get vindicated for this shit. I didn't do it by myself. I don't appreciate the fact that she tried to make it seem like I stole from her. She did everything. Like, and in the beginning, he was trying to charge me with unlawful use of a DA number, forgery, conspiracy, attempted to get a controlled substance. Like, he was trying to charge me with a lot of shit in the beginning. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not, no. So the whole time the prosecutor is reaching out to my lawyer like, what's up? What we doing? My lawyer like, well, my client is not willing to plead out. She's not wanting to come to court until we have a better or a fair outcome. The whole time, my whole thing was, and every time we talk, what they doing about her, what they doing about her. And yes, I was pressed about what they doing about her because, bitch, you just riding around fucking swag surfing, living your best life while I'm out here fighting for mine. Somebody about to come in?
No.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm like, the whole time, that's what I was on. Like, what about her? What about her? What about her? And the whole time he was asking them the same thing. Like, so what's gonna happen? What's up? Needless to say, it became very evident that they weren't going to pursue anything in regards to her because she told it first. And she looked like Miss fucking Goody Two Shoes. So yeah, so every time he like, you know, what do you want your outcome to be? I'm like, I'm not, like from the beginning, the first day we met up, he was like, what do you want to come out of this? And I was like, not no fucking jail time for sure. I don't want to have to pay nothing back. And I don't want to walk away with no felony charges. Like, because again, I'm cool with taking my charge as long as it's not no felony charge. Like, cause what? Cause I know what I did. I was wrong. So the prosecutor keep coming back to him with different plea bargains. I'm like, I'm not, no. This goes on for another 3 years. Mind you now, we in 2021. So for like 2 years, I don't hear nothing about this case, nothing at all. Part 6, Part 7, how my best friend of 10 years had me facing 5 years fed time. So at this point, it's been 2 years. I ain't heard nothing about the case. Like, and in the beginning when all this shit first happened, like in the year 2021, I was calling my lawyer every fucking day, literally. Because if you know, you know, I overthink every fucking thing. So every day I was calling him. You heard anything? You heard anything? You heard anything? You heard anything? What they gonna do? What they gonna do? Like every fucking day. It got to the point he was like, Rucker, stop calling up here every day. I got your cell phone number. I know where you stay at. If I can't reach you on the phone, I will come by your house. When I got something to tell you, I will tell you. You don't have to keep calling every day. Now I want to just put this in here. The whole time, my grandma told me a long time ago, long time ago, when she was still on crack, that these bitches was not my friends. And she wasn't just talking about the bitch I'm in this case with. She was talking about all the bitches I was running around with at the time. And of course, you know, us being us, you young, you just think you know everything. Can't nobody tell you shit. You know, your family just jealous. She my friend. My grandma told me in the year Cameron was 2012. In the year 2012, my grandma told me this bitch wasn't my friend. It took 8 years after that to prove what my grandma had already seen. Because if you know them fucking OGs, them tap down OGs, the ones that's favored by God, yeah, it be all up in here. If you know, you know. So, whole time my grandma like, you know, my grandma talking shit. That bitch, that, and the third, like, my grandma like, fuck that bitch. And at this point, it's fuck this bitch too, cause, yeah, what? Now let me back up a little bit. My lawyer brought me in middle of 2021 or something like that. I can't remember, to show me my motion of discovery. So with your motion of discovery, they're basically pulling you in. Like, you got to come in so that you can see all the evidence they have against you. And then from there, you will decide what you want to do moving forward. So when he pulled me in and gives me my motion of discovery, I'm sitting there and I'm looking all over the paperwork. I see her statement, voluntarily given. I see everything the agent has on me, all that he done pulled video footage from the pharmacy, that he got my ID, that they went and had the people at the pharmacy identify me in a lineup. Like, yeah. So I'm seeing all this in my motion of discovery. Now when I see her statement, mind y'all, I've always had assumptions, but I have not been certain. So when I see her fucking statement, yeah, bitch, that's when I know you told. And you didn't just tell, you lied. And you lied like lies was going out of style, bitch. So he shows me the motion of discovery and everything, and I'm laughing. Like, I'm reading this shit and I just bust out laughing. So he's looking at me like, what's funny? I'm like, this bitch is lame as fuck. Like, and if you know me, you know, like, I used to beat the fuck out of bitches faithfully every day. That's all I used to do is fight. I'm not that person no more. So I really had to laugh to quit, like, to stop from crying. Now I did forget to tell y'all, after she asked me why I wasn't going to run, until we got my bond money together, I made it clear to her I didn't want to be friends with her anymore. I told her, like, no, let me back up. She came at me about some bullshit, and that's another way I knew she was on some bullshit. She basically came at me telling me everything she don't like about me, telling me basically that I'm not to be trusted. And I got all the messages, I got all the screenshots. I don't delete shit. And this is like the day before my birthday, she told me this. And at the end of the message, she was like, I'm only telling you all this stuff because I just feel like we're getting older and we should be growing. And I know your birthday is tomorrow, but I just feel like going into this new year, like, these are things you should be working on. Now, it made me feel away because of all the 10 years that we've been friends, you got a whole fucking memoir of shit you don't like about me. And then at the end, you're going to try to put a fucking pink ribbon on it and try to say, I'm just trying to help you out. No, bitch, you're trying to... What she was trying to do was create separation between us because she knows how I am. Bitch, you've been my best friend for 10 years. She knew if she came at me on some bullshit like that, I wasn't gonna want to fuck with her no more. And it wasn't a matter of me not being able to hold myself accountable or not be able to recognize my own flaws. It was really a matter of, bitch, what are you talking about? Because all this came out of nowhere. Like, I woke up one day and she had to text me all this shit. So, yeah, all that weird shit happened. And then I remember telling her after she asked me why I wasn't going to run, I remember telling her, like, I don't know what's going on between us. I'm not really in the business of trying to figure it out. I just don't think we should be friends no more because the situation is getting too sticky. Prior to her telling me that, prior to me telling her that, she had already told me that we needed to establish a sense of distance between each other until this shit blew over. So that was another thing that was questionable to me. But after she told me that, I basically like bandwagon and was like, I ain't gonna say I bandwagon, but I went to her like a couple weeks later after shit started coming to light and I started praying on it and God started revealing things to me. Before my lawyer revealed things to me, God had already showed me. So I was just on some shit like, I don't think we should be cool no more. I don't mind you still being present in the kids' lives because they love her. They love the fuck out of her still to this day. Cringe. But I was like, I'm not going to do that to them. I'm not going, you they godmama, like, and her and my son was like this. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that to them. But as far as it goes with me and you, our relationship is null and void. Like, I don't fuck with you no more. And she was cool with that. So, okay, cool. I go to the lawyer's office, 2021. He shows me the motion of discovery. I see how this bitch lied on me and said she didn't physically see me take anything, but her car doors were unlocked and we were at the same party that weekend. Yeah, so bitch, underhandedly, you was dry snitching. Like, you was saying, that's basically what you were saying, that I stole it. Out your fucking car, bitch. Be so for real. The only correlation your car had with this whole incident was your ass wagging Will into my fucking house to put it on the fucking kitchen table. So he showed me all this. He like, what you want to do? I'm like, what you mean what I want to do? I'm standing by what I've said from the jump. I'm not taking no plea deal. Like, she still ain't getting charged with nothing. And these motherfuckers trying to put all this on me. Y'all need me. Y'all need me. I make this crew. I'm the realest bitch on your corner. Was the realest bitch on your team, my girl. She cried, I cried. Jesus wept, bitch. She hurt, I hurt. A motherfucker couldn't look at her crazy without me wanting to, what's up? Oh, okay. Yeah, like, that's the type of bitch I am when it comes to my friends. I hold the people that I care about near and dear to my heart. I might be a little rude sometimes, but I'm loyal, for sure. I always have been. So I tell him, I don't give a fuck what they got. I don't care nothing about all this paperwork. I don't care. I'm still not, no. Tell the prosecutor, we can drag this case out. I don't care. Now, I mentioned my grandma because my grandma was a thug back in the day. She used to sell crack and she went to jail for it. But she was telling me one time, like, because I used to call her and be complaining, like, Grandma, I got this, I want to get started, but I'm scared because I don't know what's going to happen with this case. And it would really be the reality of, like, I had like degrees I wanted to start pursuing or like shit I wanted to start doing to better my life, but I didn't want to start something and then have to stop because I didn't know what was gonna happen with this case. So she was like, you know, what your lawyer gonna do, if your lawyer anything like my lawyer was, he gonna drag that shit out until he can't drag it out no more. And they either gonna throw it out or you gonna walk away with a slap on the wrist. So I'm like, okay, cool. Mind y'all, 2021 was the last time me and my lawyer had a conversation about this shit. So fast forward to 2024, December 2024. I was out running around the neighborhood doing a little exercising. I see my lawyer, and it just so happened I was about to start enrolling in some classes. So I see my lawyer because his office is like not far from my house. He's in the car, but I'm running around the island. So he stops, and I'm like, you just the man I needed to see. what's up? So he was like, call my office in the morning. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll call in the morning. He's with fucking clients the whole fucking day. So why the fuck you told me to call in the morning knowing you was gonna be busy all day? I'll call again in the morning, and again in the morning, and again in the morning, and I do not talk to him. Because he's busy, he's with clients, he's in court, he's with clients, he's in court. Wham, bitch on the baby. What's up? You told me to call, I'm calling, like, what's up? Y'all, so last week my lawyer calls me. And he's like, all right, Rucker, this what it is. He basically tells me this. The prosecutor is done playing. She's not going to throw this shit out. They're not going to let it go. It's evident they're not going to let it go. So either we're going to have to take the plea deal or you're going to have to take the shit to trial. I'm like, so what's the deal for the plea deal? So he's basically like, she'll throw out the charge that carries a 5-year sentence, the big charge. She'll throw that out, and you will only be charged with attempted to obtain a controlled substance or some shit like that, which is a misdemeanor. It's the lowest count misdemeanor they can do because it's technically supposed to be like a felony charge or some shit. I don't know. But they can misdemeanor it. That way you're still not a felon. So I'm like, okay, let me think about it. I think about it. I call him back the next day. I'm like, we gonna take the plea. So of course he asks me the questions. Nobody is making you take the plea. Nobody is promising you anything.
It's wild how the friend is able to keep escaping any type of charge against her, because you think that they would really be looking at her so she will not be able to work around, doctors that give pain medication and stuff like that. So that's crazy. And your lawyer, a real one. Man, that's a blessing. A blessing.
Part 7, how my best friend of 10 years had me facing 5 years fed time. So at this point, it's been 2 years. I ain't heard nothing about the case. Like, and in the beginning when all this shit first happened, like in the year 2021, part 8 of how my best friend of 10 years had me facing 5 years federal, 5 years fed time.
Yeah, that's not my smoke detector. That's hers.
So I'm on the phone with my lawyer, and he's asking me, to answer the following questions. Is anybody forcing me to take this plea deal? Is anybody promising me anything for taking this plea deal? Things of that nature. I say no. He says, okay, cool. He's about to call the prosecutor. Well, actually, he was like, it was Friday, and it snowed here Friday. So he was like, I'm going to call her Monday and, let her know that we're going to take the plea. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he called her and let her know what's going on. He lets her know that, like, these are the conditions. Like, she'll take the plea, but she's not doing any jail time. And we're aiming for no court fees. And I think that's it. Because they were already throwing out the federal charge that carried 5 years. They were already throwing that out. That was part of the plea agreement. Like, if you plead guilty to this, we'll throw this big ass charge out. So, okay, I can fuck with that. So, fast forward yesterday, I think it was January 16th yesterday. We go to court. I take my mama with me because, I just didn't want to go by myself. It's been a long time coming. This shit, I need somebody there with me. My stomach growling. In Jesus' name. Anyways, though, so we get in the courtroom. Couple cases go up before, it's my turn or whatever. It's my turn. They call me to the stand. Now, my lawyer had already told me, I don't remember if I already said this, that they was going, I was going to have to listen to the prosecutor try to shred me to pieces and make me out to be everything but a child of God. So she gets up there, and she really ain't got nothing to say, but she does mention that I was convicted of a crime in 2019. So that's that. She tells them that I allegedly claimed that, or that I showed them or told them that it was somebody else involved or some shit she said. Whole time, bitch, y'all know it's somebody else involved. All the evidence points to that, but y'all don't want to pursue that. Neither here or there.
So my lawyer has his turn to talk. He basically tells the judge that one of his students, I was a great student when I was his student. He was very baffled to find out that I was in this type of situation. That I'm a mom, I work, I go to church, da-da-da-da. I'm a good person, I just made a mistake. If he will show me the leniency of letting me go home, that we can assure him that he will not see me back in his courtroom. So the judge asks me if I'm agreeing with what the lady is saying. Now, what the lady is saying is that I tried to obtain a controlled substance illegally, which is indeed true. I took the prescription to the pharmacy, so yeah, like, I played my part. I take my straight. So I'm like, yeah, how do you plead? I say guilty, whatever, boom. We do the whole shebang. But my lawyer basically tells him, like, I haven't been in trouble since the incident took place in 2020, legally speaking. And the judge is pretty impressed with that. So he's like, yeah, for sure, we'll take your plea. We gonna write it out as time served. Mind y'all, like, the only time I served in jail was, I went to jail like 7 o'clock that morning, and I got out like 7 o'clock that day. Godspeed. So the judge is like, yeah, we'll do time served, and you're pleading out to attempting to obtain a illegal controlled substance or some shit. I don't really know the term. Analogy word for word or verbatim. So I plead out to that. It does happen to be a misdemeanor charge, so luckily I'm not a felon. I don't really remember if I said this in any other part of the story, but I only paid my lawyer a fucking $1. Now, to a lot of y'all that might not mean shit, but to me, God is real. That case has been going on for practically 5 years now, and I've only had to come out of pocket $1. A lot of motherfuckers spend a lot of money fighting cases like this. Now, I will say, since the situation has taken place... Okay, so hold on, let me wrap it up. So, the judge said, they take whatever, boom, I'm good to go. My lawyer asks the judge if I can be dismissed. The judge says yes. I go grab my shit. I'm like, mama, come on. We'd have been here all fucking morning, and I still gotta go to work, so let's go. Now, I do know when the shit first took place, not long afterwards, since her boss thought she was the victim in all of this shit, this crab in the bucket ass motherfucking coon got her a job at another doctor's office so that the heat would be off of her at the doctor's office that she was at working for him. Not knowing the whole time, and still to this day he probably don't know, that she the one that stole this shit from you. And before me, she had been stealing scripts from you, baby. Like, it just so happened we got caught, but she been doing this shit. Now, all things considered, I'm just on some shit like it is what it is. I'm just glad that it's over. A lot of people you could have took it to trial. No, that's stupid. Like, why would I burn myself just to burn her? That's crazy. Now, in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. I told my lawyer, I don't give a fuck how this shit gotta play out. That bitch gonna bleed how I bleed because ain't no fucking way in hell I'm finna get blamed for all this shit when she the one that did everything they basically accusing me of. Because in the beginning, the motherfucker was trying to charge me with unlawful use of a DEA number. I didn't even know what a fucking DEA number was. Like, what? It was a lot to it. But at the end of the day, it's all said and done. It's over with. I just feel like God was really with me throughout this whole process. And, I was really bad as fucking school trying to dodge a sentence. That was really my life. But I've been trying to be more locked in with myself and just more locked in with God, because if I choose to focus on anything else, I might want to strangle that bitch, And that won't solve anything. It just causes more problems. So it's just let go and let God. From what I'm hearing, what I've been hearing is, in its own ways, life has been whooping her ass, and I'm content with that. And as I'm saying this, her birthday is on the clock, so I just feel like there's confirmation. But yeah, if I would have listened to my grandmother, 12 years ago, we would have never been here, but it is what it is. No, she didn't get charged with anything. No, they didn't face or try to convict any charges of her. The messages that I even gave them in the evidence showing that she had texted me trying to do this shit like it was her idea weren't even in the fucking evidence folder. Like, it was a lot of janky shit here. But at the end of the day, it's been going on for so long. I was just like, I'm just ready for it to be over with. And if I can walk away with time served and I have to go up the road for 5 years, I'm gonna take it. Because if I would have took that shit to trial, that's exactly what was gonna happen. And I'm a mama. And I got a birthday next week. And I'm so far grown, like, and prospered from that low vibrational state that I was once in. So it's just like, I don't feel like that's, what needs to happen. And then for some way or how you come across this, I just want to let you know, it's been so many times I thought about running your ass off the road, coming to your house and beating your ass, really doing some crazy ass, evil ass shit to you, paying a motherfucker to beat your ass. I sat on this shit for 5 years, baby. And since I'm not gonna touch you, I'm gonna let everybody know what the fuck was really going on, because you had the whole city looking at me crazy. And it's not that I give a fuck about when nobody think about me, but at the end of the day, I ain't never been no floozy ass, fugazi ass, janky ass bitch. That's never been me. Anybody that know me, know I always been 10 toes about anything I'ma do, and I've always been DTL for the motherfuckers I care about. But sometimes trying to be greedy can get you in the wrong situations. And trusting the wrong motherfuckers can get you even worse situations. So all that being considered, Godspeed. Story time over. Thank y'all for watching. Oh yeah, one more thing. Before y'all go to asking me why didn't I press the fact of making sure she was dealt with too, I had been doing that for the past 4 years. Like, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. Like, the way the agent made it out was like I did everything, because he was so mad about the fact that I didn't cooperate from the beginning. When my lawyer called me last week to tell me about it, I was like, so they still ain't doing shit by her? And he basically was like, Rucker, respectfully, the prosecutor basically told me you need to worry about yourself, because that you is who they after. But yeah, I'm done.
Well, guys, that's all the commentary I have for now. As always, thanks for watching. I will talk to you shortly. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload a video. Don't forget to support your Black-owned businesses. Visit ours in the link below.